As we know, as we see in this diagram, there were so many agents, so many pollinator agents in our nature, and these agents are very necessary for the pollination, as we have studied in our previous classes. So, this is the beauty of nature, and these are the factors who can perform the process of pollination in our nature. So, the process of pollination is very important. So, we have learned about what is pollination. So, the transfer of gametes from anther to stigma, that should be called pollination. Then after, types of pollination. So, first thing was autogamy and the second thing was allogamy. So, here is you can see a chart of pollination as we discussed in our previous classes. So, first is self pollination and the second thing is cross pollination. In the case of self pollination, we can see autogamy here and geitonogamy here. In the case of autogamy, the code word is same flower. Pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of a same flower. While in the case of geitonogamy, transfer of pollen grains to the same flower to the different flower of the same plant. So, the code word of here is same plant. Now, for the cross pollination, here biotic factors and abiotic factors. So, anemophily and hydrophily are abiotic factors, while entomophily, chireptophily, malcophily, ornithophily, so many structures are as biotic factors, humans also. We will talk about artificial pollination also in our next session. So, this is the pollination. You can also see here the different types of the pollination. This is also a type of chart. This all are the chart of pollination. So, these agents are very important for pollination. We have already studied about the chasmogamous flower and clistogamous flower, non-opening flowers like Commelina etc., which having both male and female parts in their structures. So, they can perform this process of self pollination, so that they do not need of blooming. Here you can see geitonogamy, as we discussed in our previous classes, transfer of pollen grain to the another flower of the same plant. Here it looks like a cross pollination, but hereditary it is same. So, the characters were same, no new characters can be formed. So, genetically it should be called as self pollination. Okay. Xenogamy, the pure cross pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from anther to other stigma of the flower. Transfer of pollen grains, let us see, this is the flower A, this should be flower B, plant A and plant B. So, when and pollen grains transferred to the flower B of the plant B, so this process is called cross pollination. So, in the case of cross pollination, plant should be changed. Pollen grain from one flower transferred to the stigma of the another flower of another plant, same species. Species should be same. Here, this is the very important concept. Species cannot be changed. The next thing, agents of pollination. As we discussed, some biotic factors, some abiotic factors. So, abiotic factors like wind and water we will discuss about, and then animals, humans and different other agents. So, let us move towards the terms. So, first term is anemophily. We know that, guys, pollination through wind. The concept is pollination through wind, which is called anemophily, and the hydrophily, pollination through water, and zoophily, pollination with the help of animals. So guys, when pollination take place with the help of animals, this should be called as zoophily. Okay. So these points are very easy. Entomophily for insects, ornithophily for birds, and chiroptophily for bats. So these are the very important concepts for the examination for class 12th students and for competition also. So guys, the first thing is anemophily. So put the heading in your copy. So this is the concept of anemophily. We will move towards the anemophily. Let us see who is here. So Chavi Jaiswal, Nitish Chaurasia, Mayank Verma, Ravi, Shugandha, all students are here. So guys, very good evening to all of you. So guys, let us move towards the topic, and the topic is anemophily. So this is called pollination by wind. And what about the air pollinated plant? So students, air pollinated plant produces large amount of pollen grains, huge amount of pollen grains. But why? Why? Can you tell me the answer? Because in our previous classes we have already discussed about why air pollinated plant produces a lot of pollen grains. So tell me in our comment box why air pollinated plant produces a lot of pollen grains. Okay. So as we discussed yesterday, some students replying, then the reason is there were so many pollen grains were lost during the air pathway, air passage. So this is the thing. So now what are the examples? Sugar stick, grasses, bamboo, rice. These are the plants which can be pollinated through air. So let us move. The next thing is, what are the characters? So air pollinated plants don't have colors, smell, as we discussed. They don't have a special color. They don't have a special color, smell. Okay. The pollen grains are dry and very light in weight, and they are bushy, so they can easily float in the air. So these are the properties of air pollinated plant. Okay. So these are the properties of air pollinated plant. Okay. So again, Mayank, Astha, Ravish, Shugandha, all students, good evening to all of you. So let us move. Now what about the hydrophily? We know that the process of pollination through water. Guys, when pollination take place with the help of water, this is called hydrophily. And the important concept is here, not all aquatic plant experiences hydrophily. So this is the very important concept. Not all aquatic plants experiences hydrophily. Why? Most of the angiosperms monocot, most of the angiosperms monocots performs hydrophily. So this is the answer. Mostly angiospermic plants and monocot plants perform the process of hydrophily. And as we discussed, hypohydrogamous, underwater, hypohydrogamous, below the level. Here you can see the water level. So when pollination take place at point B below the level, so this should be called hypohydrogamous, like Hydrilla, Ceratophyllum, etc. guys. You can note these things in your notebook also during the class or after the classes. Okay, so let us move towards the next topic. Now you can see here, when pollination, let's suppose this is the water level, and when pollination take place the point B here, just above the water level, then it is called epihydrogamous. So when it take place below, hypo is always used for this, and EP is always used for this. So this is epihydrogamous and this is hypohydrogamous. Yeah, aquatic plants have mucilaginous thickened layer, waxy layer, so that they can provide a protection to the flower. And aquatic plants also have some specific property, like their stomata should be opposite way. It means they have stomata on their upper surface astha. Okay, so good for this thing. Good evening Pari, good evening to all of you guys. Okay, so this is hypohydrogamic. Okay guys, so these are the properties of aquatic plants. Aquatic plants have mucilaginous sheath, waxy layer, and stomatal pores are upward inside, upper side. It means this is the lower region, this is the upper region. So aquatic plants have upper stomatal surface, so that they can lose the water. And aquatic plants always drink less amount of water. Okay, they don't have roots. So this is the very important property of aquatic plants. So let us move towards the next topic. The next thing is, here you can see in some other aquatic plant like Eichhornia. This is the very famous example for your examination, very important thing, Eichhornia. So Eichhornia like aquatic plant, which is called water hyacinth, terror of Bengal. Terror of Bengal. So guys, can you tell me why water hyacinth is called terror of Bengal? We have already discussed about terror of Bengal in our previous classes, but now I am asking about why water hyacinth called terror of Bengal. Can anyone give me answer? Anyone? Anyone? Water hyacinth. Why water hyacinth is called terror of Bengal? Yes. So the answer is here. it trap all the surface and it block the pathway and it absorb all the oxygens from water, so that aquatic organisms can be dead. Okay. So it should be called terror of Bengal, because a lot of fishes can be dead, and we know that the main food of Bengal is fish. So terror of Bengal. So guys, the concept is here, water hyacinth and water lily. These flowers develop with the help of water, but the pollination, the process of pollination occurs with the help of insect or wind. So this is the concept for your examination. Water hyacinth and lily are the aquatic plant, but they have pollination with the help of wind and insect. They don't need water for their pollination. So this is the important concept for the examination. You can note these things on your notebook. Okay. So this is the important concept for freshers also. For freshers student, you can note wind or insect. Okay guys. Now next concept, yes, Sugandha, Astha, Sugandha, Mayank, all students are replying here as it decreases the level of oxygen. Good. Mayank, this gives food for fishes and give them. Okay. Sugandha, because it drains oxygen. Good. Astha, but pollination occurs by insect or wind. Good, all of you. Okay. So now the thing is, what about the Vallisneria? What about the Vallisneria? So guys, the another important concept is here. Vallisneria is also an important aquatic plant, because the male flower opens at the surface of water and discharge the pollen grains on the water flow, and the pedicel of the female flower moves towards the water surface, stretches till it achieves the water surface. This is the important concept. The pedicel of female flower, here you can see the pedicel of female flower stretches till it achieves the water surface. Why? Why female flower want to achieve the water surface? Contact with dust grains. Why? Because we know that male flower discharge pollen grains in water flow. So what is the concept? Let us suppose here it is male flower, it discharge its pollen grains in water. Guys, here you can see the pollen grains move towards with the help of water, and here this is the female flower and pedicel stretches and reaches towards the water. As the pollen grain moves, with the water current, it reaches towards the female flower. So in Vallisneria, water help for pollination. Here you can see the male flower opens at the surface of water, discharge the dust grain on the coastal parts, then the pedicel of flower stretches till it achieves the water surface, so that they can contact with dust grains. So this is the specific concept about Vallisneria. Okay. Okay. So Mayank, this is the Vallisneria. Vallisneria is the plant. So we are talking about how pollination is Vallisneria take place. Vallisneria में pollination होता कैसे है? तो अभी बताया बेटा कि पानी में वेलिस्नेरिया के जो मेल फ्लावर हैं वो अपना पॉलिन ग्रेन छोड़ देते हैं, और जैसे ही पॉलिन ग्रेन ये पानी में छोड़ते हैं तो पानी के लहरों के साथ, पानी के वाटर करेंट के साथ पॉलिन ग्रेन चलने लगता है, और फीमेल फ्लावर की जो टहनी है, ये देख रहे हो, ये स्टाल्क, ये इतनी लंबी हो जाती है कि पानी में आके झुक जाती है, ताकि जब पॉलिन ग्रेन चले तो वो उसको इजिली क्या कर ले, ट्रैप कर ले। तो इतनी स्पेसिफिक प्रॉपर्टी होती है वेलिस्नेरिया में, सो दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर एग्जामिनेशन, पॉलिनेशन इन वेलिस्नेरिया। ओके मयंक, गॉट इट? ओके ओके, so all students are clear, so tell me yes sir, so that I will move further. Okay, next, the next topic is very important concept, zoophily. So students, what is zoophily? Sir, pollination through animal. It consists all animal. So who is animal? Bat, bird, insect, wasp, honeybees, etc. So the pollination by creatures, the pollination by creatures like human beings, animals, birds, this is called zoophily. But majority of plant are pollinated by insect. So insect perform 80% of pollination of zoophily. Insect perform 80% of pollination of zoophily. 80% of pollination of zoophily. So all students are yes sir, clear sir. Okay guys. Sugandha sir, then what will be the role of insect here? Beta, actually insect, in the case of zoophily or entomophily, insect is the medium of transmission of pollen grain. But in the case of hydrophily, the mode is water. In the phase of anemophily, the mode is wind. मतलब कि जब पानी से होगा तो हाइड्रोफिली, हवा से होगा तो एनिमोफिली। और इंसेक्ट का रोल ये बेटा कि जब इंसेक्ट्स के थ्रू, यानी कि जो इंसेक्ट हैं वो फ्लावर से फ्लावर तक पॉलिन ग्रेन्स लेकर के जाते हैं, शहद बनाने के लिए जब फूलों से रस लेते हैं, सो दैट दे नीड नेक्टर फ्रॉम द फ्लावर, सो दैट दे कैन मूव टुवर्ड्स द फ्लावर एंड दे कैन ट्रांसफर द पॉलिन ग्रेन्स फ्रॉम वन फ्लावर टू अनदर फ्लावर. सो दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट. So this is the thing for which we are talking about zoophily. So guys, more than 80% pollination performed by insect. Okay. So the concept is called entomophily for insect, as we discussed. So the pollination with the help of insect, that is called entomophily. Can we move? Let's move next. Oh, a very important concept about zoophily. Entomophilous flowers have properties. So guys, here you can see the properties. What are the characters of entomophilous flower? It means the flower which can be pollinated with the help of insect So what are the characters of flower, what are the properties of flower? Here you can see. The first, flowers are fragrant, must be fragrant, so that they can attract the insect ना. भाई बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, आप किसी फूल के पास से जा रहे हो, सारे बच्चे ध्यान दो, और उसमें से बड़ा अच्छा स्मेल आ रहा है, तो आप तुरंत अट्रैक्ट हो जाते हो, कहते हो ना कि अरे बड़ा अच्छा स्मेल आ रहा है, कहाँ से आ रहा है, आप तुरंत ढूंढने लगते हो. और यही तो रीजन है, दैट इज द रीजन ना, दैट्स व्हाई ना वी कैन प्लांट अ लॉट ऑफ फ्लावरिंग प्लांट इन आवर गार्डन्स, टेरेस, balconies, etc. So fragrant, overlook scented, they have a lot of fragrance, attraction, like jasmine, rose. These are the very basic example of scented plant. Guys, you know jasmine and rose? Jasmine flower, much fragrant. You can feel the fragrance of jasmine from 6 to 12 feet distance, so that it consists a lot of fragrance. The second thing, the flowers are colorful, attracted insect, bright colors, multiple colors, red, blue, green, white, saffron. We will see these flowers in our next slide. The nectar organ produces nectar. This is the prize of insect. This is the gift of insect. When they reaches towards the flower, they got nectar there. When you visit to your friend's home, you got some prize, some gift. So this is the gift of insect from flower, nectar. Dust grains are sticky, spiny, so that they can easily attach with insect. As the insect move towards the flower, the pollen grains were stick to catch the dust grains. To catch the dust grains, stigma should be also sticky. So these points are very important, very important, very important for your examination. You can write. Sir, why there your words comes first, then your hand and organs movement? Better due to network. This is the concept of network delay. Okay, we will talk about that also. This is the network delay. Okay, so that the sound and body movement having some differences. Okay. Okay, नेटवर्क की वजह से ऐसा होता है. कई बार नेटवर्क ज़्यादा कम होने की वजह से आवाज़ पहले या बाद में जा रही है और बॉडी लैंग्वेज बाद में जा रहा है ना. सो यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ गया सारे बच्चों को. मैं फिर से एक बार कंक्लूड कर रहा हूँ कि फ्लावर्स में फ्रेग्रेंट होनी चाहिए, बहुत ज़्यादा अट्रैक्शन होना चाहिए, कलर होना चाहिए, जैसे जैस्मीन में होता है, रोज़ में होता है. ठीक, नेक्टर बहुत बनना चाहिए, क्योंकि जैसे ही कीट इंसेक्ट आएगा वहाँ पे उसको नेक्टर मिलेगा, गिफ्ट मिलेगा, तो उस चक्कर में वो बार बार फ्लावर पे जाएगा. और स्पीतिकी और स्पाइनी पॉलिन ग्रेन्स होने चाहिए ताकि वो स्टिग्मा पे इजली अटैच हो सके. सो दीज आर द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ एंटोमोफिलस फ्लावर. इज इट क्लियर? Is it clear? Then we will move. You can write here clear. Mayank Verma, this is screen works slowly. Maybe it works slowly or okay. This is technical fault. What can we do in this thing? Okay, the next concept is very important for the examination. The next thing is yucca plant. Yucca. इट इज द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन। बहुत बार आ चुका है एग्जाम में ये यक्का। क्या है? द क्वेश्चन इज यक्का प्लांट इज पॉलिनेटेड बाय, दैट इज द क्वेश्चन फॉर यू गाइज। यक्का प्लांट इज पॉलिनेटेड बाय, कैन यू टेल मी द यक्का पॉलिनेटेड बाय वाटर, एयर, वाटर और एयर? कैन यू टेल मी यक्का प्लांट इज पॉलिनेटेड बाय? Yucca plant is pollinated by moth. It is the case of mutualism. Mutual fund सुना है? So this is the thing. Mutual symbiosis, mutual plus both are favorable for each other. दोनों को एक दूसरे से फायदा हो रहा है, म्यूचुअल है, एक को दूसरे से फायदा, दूसरे को पहले से फायदा, दोनों एक दूसरे से फायदा ले रहे हैं। सो दिस इज म्यूचुअलिज्म, दिस इज सिम्बाइसिस, बोथ आर बेनिफिशियल फॉर ईच अदर। हियर यू कैन सी द मोथ एंड यक्का कैन नॉट फिनिश देयर existence without each other. This is the very important line for the examination. अकेले नहीं रह सकता कोई भी। मोथ को यक्का की जरूरत है, यक्का को मोथ की। दोनों अकेले लाइफ साइकिल कंप्लीट नहीं कर सकते। क्यों नहीं कर सकते? क्यों नहीं कर सकते भाई? The moth drills an opening in ovary to lay its egg. At that point, it gathers dust grains from a few flowers and pushes to the owner's end of stigma. What is the concept? Basic concept है, ये जो यक्का के प्लांट होते हैं ये बड़े ऊंचे होते हैं, बड़े लंबे होते हैं। सुनना ध्यान से। मोथ को अपने एग्स की प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए। अगर वो किसी और फ्लावर पे एग डाल देगा तो वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएंगे, उनके जो प्रीडेटर हैं वो खा जाएंगे। अब क्या होता है? मोथ इस यक्का के प्लांट के ओवरी में होल करता है और वहां अपने अंडे छुपा देता है। अब पौधा तो बहुत ऊंचा है, तो इस वजह से इसके जो प्रेडेटर्स हैं वो इसके एग्स को नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाते। मोथ का फायदा हो गया, एक पार्टी को फायदा हो गया, दूसरी पार्टी का क्या? तो जब वो मोथ वहां से निकलता है ना तो उसके बॉडी पे कुछ पॉलन ग्रेन चिपक जाते हैं और जब वो दूसरे फ्लावर पे जाएगा इसी प्लांट के तो पॉलिनेशन कर देगा। एक और खास बात, आप सोचोगे सर ये कौन सी बड़ी बात है, कोई और भी कर देता? तो भैया इंपॉर्टेंट बात यह है कि यक्का से बड़ी गजब की खुशबू आती है और इतनी ज़्यादा खुशबू आती है कि इसके पास अगर आप चले जाएं तो 10 फीट दूर चले जाएंगे और ज़िंदगी में दोबारा इसके पास नहीं आएंगे। समझ गए खुशबू? तो इतनी तेज गंध आती है कि इस पौधे के पास कोई नहीं आता। ड्रीम्स लाइक स्मेल, डेड बॉडी लाइक स्मेल, fecal materials like smell, this. So this is the concept why moth needs yucca plant. Guys, we know that moth drills an opening in ovary and lays its eggs inside of the ovary, and then a lot of pollen grains sticks on the body of moth, and when moth moves from one plant to another, it transfers the pollen grain from one plant to another. So that's why yucca need moth, because no other insect can move towards the yucca. No other insect can move towards the yucca. अगर मोथ न जाए तो यक्का में पॉलिनेशन नहीं होगा, मतलब नहीं होगा, मतलब नहीं होगा। This is the concept of nature. Existence without each other. तो यक्का को मोथ की जरूरत है और मोथ को किसको? यक्का की। मोथ की एग इसीलिए तो प्रोटेक्टेड है क्योंकि इसकी इतनी अच्छी खुशबू आ रही कि कोई और इंसेक्ट आएगा ही नहीं, ना आएगा ना वो हमला करेगा। चोरी का सामान सबसे ज्यादा सुरक्षित कहां? चोर के घर। वही चीज है। कॉन्सेप्ट समझो ध्यान से सभी लोग। सुगंधा शर्मा सर, मोथ को स्मेल नहीं आती है, उसी के लिए तो बनाई है ना, स्मेल कैसे आएगी? आई विल शो यू द पिक्चर ऑफ यक्का प्लांट. वी हैव all the things in our slide, so I will show you each and everything. परी दुबे सर, टूडेज बीएससी बायो क्लास. हाँ बेटा, बीएससी बायो क्लास तो है, अब टाइम टेबल में जैसा शेड्यूल्ड होगा वैसा, ठीक है, सब कुछ टाइम टेबल के हिसाब से शेड्यूल्ड है, ठीक है. So guys, let us move towards the next topic. So this is the concept why moth need yucca plant. So the concept is here, after fertilization and seed improvement, the hatchlings of moth eat developing seed. और भी फायदा है, मोथ के जो बच्चे हैं उनको खाना भी मिल जा रहा है. The unconsumed seeds are scattered and spread and form new plant. So that's why both can sustain their life with each other, with the help of each other. So this is the very important concept for the examination. Here you can see the diagram of a flower. Here you can see the diagram of a flower.